Hello, debt-free degree, beloveds. I am so excited about this mother-daughter duo. Errika and I met through a mutual friend, and we were talking about our individual businesses and just points of synergy. And she happened to talk about her beautiful daughter, Sydney. And she said that Sydney's intention is to graduate fully debt-free from college. And I said, may I please interview y'all, because I want to know what is in Sydney's thinking, what in her past has made her want to have this, set this intention, and how is it that debt-free degree can come alongside and encourage. And so I am delighted to introduce Errika and Sydney. And so if each of you want to take a minute or two to introduce yourself, you can, or we can dive into questions.
So clearly I'm the mom. I mean, we can just look at the gray hair. I'm Errika, and I'm the mother of Sydney, the fabulous, who's also my basketball kid and actually many times smarter than me in so many ways.
Wonderful.
All right. And obviously, because you said it like that, I'm the daughter, of course. Sometimes people say we look like twins, but I don't see it at all. But yeah, I play basketball. It's pretty much my whole life. If I'm ever at home, I'm either at home or I'm doing basketball or I'm at school. Catch me any of those three places. I'm really not around a lot. So if you call me and I don't answer, I'm probably doing one of those three things. So.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. So I just want to dive into debt-free degree, and I would love, Sydney, for you to just share what is it from your past? Well, like who is it that has instilled in you a debt-free degree, and what was that messaging around, and where did that happen? All those kinds of things.
So my parents, both of them, my mother and my father. My father is a military man. And he made it very clear when I was younger that when he went to the military, it was so that I wouldn't have to pay for college, that I could go anywhere I wanted and he would pay for it. He did all of this for me so that I could come out of college without student debt.
Wow.
And as I've grown older, I've realized if I have to go to college, I don't want to come out with debt. Because I'm going to college to learn, but I don't want to learn something and then come out and have to pay for it.
Yes.
After I've just learned all of this for however long I'm in college. And I now have to come back and pay it off.
Yes.
I don't want to do that with my life. I don't want to be in debt for a good significant amount of my life. So if I could go to college and come out without any debt, it'd be great.
Excellent. 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 What year in school are you, Sydney?
I'm a junior.
Okay. Are you doing any kind of dual enrollment?
Yes, I am a dual credit student enrolled at Cedar Hill High School.
Okay. So you're in high school and earning college credit at the same time?
Yes, at Dallas College. Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. And so I say kudos to your dad. Outstanding. I'm sure your mom probably had some at least agreement alongside your dad in terms of that. Are there people besides your mom and dad where you're hearing the message of the importance of a debt-free degree?
Not in the typical sense. Because of the internet and TikTok and Instagram, you see all of these people around the world talking about you're going to college, but why are you going if you're going to have to pay money when you leave? And college is super expensive and you can learn these things online. And it just makes you think like I could learn all this stuff for a significantly less amount of money than if I went to college. And it had me thinking like, I don't want to come out of college with debt.
Outstanding. 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 Now, I interviewed somebody recently that she accrued almost or a little over $100,000 in debt. And then she had 3 children. I'm 53. She's probably about my age. Well, I think she must be older because her kids I think her youngest is like 27. So anyway, let's just say she's 60. So she accrued back in the 80s, $100,000, and she's been paying it off. And it was such a drain for her that her 3 kids heard her complaining about student loans, and all 3 opted to just not go to college. And so one of the things that my messaging is, if you want to go to college, I want to help you get there. And also you don't have to do it by taking student loans. And so these TikToks, are they just saying kind of avoid college, or are they saying no, go get the education, but figure out how to pay it on the front end?
It's a little bit of both. It depends on the influencer, it depends on the person who you're watching, because of these people that are out in the world now, there's very different perspectives. Some people say, don't go to college, you can learn a lot more working a job and figuring it out on your own without having to pay money. And some say, go to college, but we can figure out a way to pay it off. And that's what I want to do. I want to go to college, but I just don't want to pay for it. So basketball is another way. If I went to a college and my dad's military pension didn't fund it, basketball is a secondary option for me, so I can get a scholarship and do what I love without having to pay for it while also getting an education.
Yes.
And we've done some saving for her as well. So she came out the womb and we started her 529 like immediately. And so there's funding that's there as well. So that's always really encouraging. And we'll be doing some scholarship searching as well. I don't want her to be in debt. And I've already told her like she wouldn't be in debt. I'd wind up paying for it. That's what moms do. All that good stuff. And yeah, that's the response that I get, is the shaking of the head. And so I really do appreciate, that she is sensitive to this, because when I was going to college, was like, you go to college, you take a loan and you do what you have to do. And I graduated with debt. I paid off my undergraduate degree, all of those loans, and got them all done, and then went back for my master's and still have a little bit of that I need to pay off. So I really would appreciate her having none.
Yes.
And at the same time, I want her to get her degree. But we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that we don't have the debt that's there, that, she gets to go to school no matter what and take care of what she needs to take care of. One of the other conversations that we had that I really value and appreciate about her, because like I said, she's super smart.
Yes.
And is raising me more than I'm raising her at this moment in time, is that she said about her college experience is that she wanted to go get a degree where the professors actually had the lived experience. She was like, why am I wasting my money on someone who says that they're going to be an entrepreneur and they've never done it, right? Like, Mom, you've started a nonprofit and you've started a business and you're an entrepreneur. I would take your class, but why would I do that with somebody who's just going to give me the book smarts around it, which is very real, right?
Yes.
And so we're also being very considerate around where she's going to go, that we were going to spend that money for her to be able to, gain the goals that she wants to gain.
Yes. What I love about that is I spent 30 plus years in and around higher ed, Sydney and Errika, and in one portion of that, I taught in College of Education. I taught pre-service teachers, and as an adjunct faculty, I got Teacher of the Year. And I was the first adjunct that had ever gotten Teacher of the Year. And I really wanted a full-time position. Because adjunct, of course, is just paid per course and there's no benefits, didn't count towards retirement and all that stuff. And I was unable to secure a full-time position, even though I was Teacher of the Year, because I did not have K-12 experience. And that's exactly, so they put that in place for teacher ed, that you had to have been in the classroom in order to then come to college and teach students how to be future teachers. And while I personally felt like I was on the negative side of that, I am so grateful that they had that foresight. And I think that's very true in teacher education, that all the professors you have in teacher ed have been classroom teachers. I think that's amazing. I was also disability services coordinator at 2 different schools. And I remember some students, but parents being really, really, really upset that their student, who generally got extended time accommodations on a test, could not use extended time or a calculator on the test to get into nursing school. And I would say to these parents, I completely understand. As far as a standardized test, I completely understand. Why can't you use extended time and a calculator? That really doesn't make sense. However, I and my family are going to be patients in an ER. And I need to know that that nurse can calculate the proper medication dose without a calculator and can do it in the right amount of time, so that I'm not over here going, hello, get out your calculator, while I might just pass out. So like I understand the fact that you, Sydney, as a junior, already have this understanding that this is who I want to go learn from is outstanding. I think part of the issue with colleges being like the cost being so inflated. I was talking to a friend who is at a really small school, but they have as much as they can, like the hoop-de-doo dorm and the hoop-de-doo gym and the whatever. And she said, it's if you don't offer these things, then people won't come. If you do that old school dorm where it's two people in a room, like when I went to college, it was two people in a room. You had to walk down the hall to the bathroom. You had to yell showers every time you flushed because the hot water would go out or the hot water would be extra hot in the showers. And we had no air conditioning in Georgia. I mean,
so I went very similarly here in Texas at Texas Tech.
okay.
Big hall, two people in the room. You walk down the hallway to go to the restroom. We had no air conditioning, and we had red sandstorms that would come through. And yeah, you just made it through. That's what you did. I finally moved the next year to a dorm that had air conditioning, and I was like, "Oh, this is what this feels like." Isn't this amazing? It's pretty cool.
Yes. So, Sydney, what would your advice be to me? Completely unvarnished. I know that we don't know each other very well, but completely unvarnished. What would your message be to me for how I can best talk to high school students, parents, educators, financial planners about getting on board with a debt-free degree?
That is a loaded question. Let me think. So talking to students is probably a lot easier than talking to adults because students don't really know a lot. But we're talking to teenagers is also hard because we think we know things, but we don't.
Okay.
And so talking to teenagers, you have to kind of show them that they know some things, and you have to kind of, it's like an ego play a little bit. You got to play on their egos, kind of tell them, yeah, you're right, but I've been doing this a long time, and this is my professional opinion, and this is what I think would be the best, and this is how this can happen. And I think with students, it's a lot easier to get through to them because I don't think anybody wants to go to college and then have to come out and pay money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think students will be a lot more open to that rather than parents who want their kids to go to school, but the kid doesn't want to because they don't want to pay money, but the parent wants them to go to college, so they're going to force them to go to college. And then the kid comes out of college, now he has to pay all this money, and it's not a experience that I think most kids would want. So it's a very different thing you have to talk to people about. It's a very different point of view that you have to kind of play on when you talk to kids versus adults. And you just got to know how to talk. It's kind of a learning experience because there's a lot of different personalities. So talking to me, you'd have to know a lot, and I'd have to be able to understand what you know, understand that you've been through it, and understand that you've been successful in it so that I can learn from you. But I'm a very special case. I'm not like most teenagers. And it's really just a learning experience that you have to go through in order to understand.
Yes. You are indeed a very special case, because when I heard your mom say that this was your quote, I said, may I please interview her? And that was not an ego push. That was not just a play to just pump you up so I can get some information. I was truly in awe and truly standing so grateful for you and your perspective and your outlook. And if the 3.8 million high school students who just graduated last May could just talk to Sydney, and it's not even about trying to sell my service. And right now, the only thing that I'm offering is a $10 a month plan. So it's not like I'm out trying to, get people, to spend a lot of money with me. And once my book drops, it'll be what, $15 or whatever it's going to be. I don't even know if I get to set the prices. So, it's more about get this information out there. And I'm just so delighted that that's your perspective, and I really appreciate that advice. So, any last words from you, Sydney or Erika? What did you want to add something or share anything from your perspective?
I do. So you asked the question about parents and financial planners and all that good stuff. I would encourage them, like, talk to your kid, right? So a lot of times our kids are responding to what expectation that we've set, right? You will go to college, you will get a degree, because that's how we grew up, right? My generation, so we're the same age, our generation, you will go to school, you will get a degree, and you will come out and you will go and work and do your thing. The kids nowadays don't have to take that path, right? They do not have to take that path. There's so many other options that are out there. As a parent, we need to listen, right? So for Sydney to say to me, Mom, I want to go somewhere where the professors have had the lived experience, I'm looking at there's some entrepreneur courses or entrepreneur degree plans that are available for entrepreneurs who have done the work to teach our kids how to do that. I would rather her do that because, one, she's going to be much more invested in it, unlike me going to biology at Texas Tech University at 8 o'clock in the morning in this 700 seated room. It's not going to be interesting. And, I barely got out of there. Kids nowadays really do want to be able to be invested. So as a parent, let's have that conversation. And then for the financial planners, really have the full dialogue. There's lots of options for being able to get funding. And yes, I have a 529, but yes, let's also do the scholarshiping. Yes, let's also talk to our kids before they get to high school about this dual credit thing. She's going to have her associate's degree and it costs me nothing.
Right.
At all, except for the testing fees that I'm going to have to pay much later. So there's options that are out there. And so, dear financial planners, let's talk about those options and those things that you may not be an expert in right now, but you can learn about. And come and talk to Sydney about dual credit and what that looks like for a kid to be able to get through it. Right? Go to the adults who are like, oh yeah, you do dual credit. You do. No. The kid is going to tell you she don't like them classes all the time. There are times that she's like, why am I taking this English class? It doesn't make any sense for me to have to do that. But she also gets the value of 2 years is already paid for.
Right.
My parents have this savings plan. My parents have these military benefits. And so that makes it cheaper for me to be able to go to school. Let's have a conversation.
Yes. And this might be a different conversation for a different day, Sydney. I suspect that if you entered college as a scholastic athlete, then if you've already done 2 years of your associates, then you've got some leeway where maybe you can only do, you can take if the school says you have to be in 12 hours to be full-time, you could do 12 hours instead of 15 credit hours, number one. And number two, you could finish your bachelor's degree and start on a master's degree under, I'm a big UGA football fan. So under the red shirting rules and that kind of thing, I'm not sure what it would be under basketball, but there are all those different rules that if you don't play, then you have X amount of years of eligibility and all of that. And so, you could literally be Dr. Sydney or well on your way to being Dr. Sydney, at the end of your basketball career because of all the sport that you've done. And then you could tap into your 529 and the military benefits to finish that out. Whatever that looks like, you've just given yourself a bazillion options, and then you get to chart your path, and all of them are debt free. And how amazing is that?
Yeah.
She's
a cool kid. I like her. I think I'll keep her.
Yes. Well, if she's hanging on your nerves and you want to send her to Atlanta, I'll take her.
I'm buying a ticket tomorrow because her room's a mess.
You two are a delight. I am so excited to share this interview with my Patreon community. I really appreciate the time that you've given me. Erika, I know that you and I will be in touch soon. Sydney, I am so grateful for your wisdom and for truly sharing with us this evening. And I really appreciate it.
I appreciate your time and giving me this opportunity to finally do an interview, because I do want to be an entrepreneur. And I know this is a regular thing that my mom goes through. So thank you for the opportunity of me learning to be on camera.
Yes, 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 yes. So that's it for this Pontification with a Pro series, Debt Free Degree beloveds. And join us next time. I appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.